How did you start out, and what really led you here to this position today as CEO?
I would describe my career path as non-linear,
Yeah.
definitely random, and mostly characterized by processes of elimination. I knew fairly clearly what I didn't want. I didn't want to work in banking. I didn't want to convert to law, as a lot of my friends at the time were. And after a few internship experiences, I didn't want to work in the public sector. So a lot of these elimination processes after I came back to Hong Kong after studying in Cambridge in the UK. And my first job was in recruitment. So I have a lot of love for the industry. I understand the work and the impact that it could have. I spent a year in recruitment and then ended up getting into a business management program in British Telecom. After that, I spent about 6 years in telco doing various different roles, but mainly in customer-facing roles. And then I had a very short stint at LinkedIn. But all of that, combined, they do have a trend in the sense that I was providing a wide range of solutions and services to solve different problems that organizations face. Whether it's hiring, digital transformation, cloud services, cybersecurity, you name it. These are all these challenges that enterprises face. And I did all of that. I guess to answer your question, there wasn't really like a particular event or one moment of inspiration that brought me here. I think I built my path as I went, and I was always guided by my intuition and my curiosities. When the opportunity presented itself, I just leapt at the chance, right? Because for me, it was always about going towards ideas and people that I'm drawn to, and the opportunities to work on current and future problems that affects all of us universally. If someone told me that I'll be here a couple of years back, I wouldn't have believed them, but here I am.
The way the water flows, isn't it? It's so unpredictable, but at the same time, you were able to sort of make the right decisions that led you here. When the founder of Human Manage actually approached you about becoming the CEO, what was your thought? Because I know that you said that you leapt at the opportunity because why wouldn't you? It's
Yeah.
amazing. But what was your sort of perspective at that time?
So my first intuition was like, absolutely not. Like, I think you're making a terrible mistake. But, like all decisions that require time and thought put into place, I took that offer and then went back and really thought about it and spoke to a lot of people. Like, we just kind of walked through the reasons, all the reasons why I shouldn't. So I was very good at answering the reasons why I shouldn't be doing that. But then after we took that, we then started talking about all the reasons why I should do that. And then we just weighed those options. And, at the end of the day, like, these opportunities, I knew that it wouldn't come that many times in my lifetime. And you also have to go with the trust that you have in yourself that you will grow into a certain role. And one of the things that the founder told me at the time was that you're not going to do it alone, right? Like, yes, you have the title of a CEO and you have the roles and responsibility of a CEO, but you're going to have a team. And we're also going to be learning as we go. And a lot of the things that we're doing as a startup, we're doing it for the first time. So you're not going to be alone in that. I guess that's a really interesting example of those pivotal decisions that you make, right? Like, once those kind of things, opportunities turn up to you, you notice it. You notice that, this is not an everyday occasion. So you have to kind of go through all of these motions before you take that action.
I kind of want to speak to you as a person, as a leader, and see
Yeah.
what have your decisions as both a woman and a leader, how have they impacted the industry norms? How have, what industry norms do you want to challenge, or what have you already challenged thus far?
I definitely face prejudice and bias every day. Systemically, there is a bias. So for example, when people start to realize that I'm the CEO of this huge data platform company, I can definitely see the surprise first. And then they will meet me where I am, and they'll try and understand like my journey and how I got here, or maybe some of the problems that I'm trying to solve. So it's that first round of ingrained bias or prejudice that I believe I'm challenging just by being here. That may not seem like a big thing, but it does mean that, over time, I really believe that could, with more examples like myself, if that would definitely make a change. And also questioning the linear path, for example, a tech CEO or a tech founder must have studied engineering or coding, programming background. That's also not the case. I have none of that, and yet here I am, right? So it's all about there are many different modes of operations. That's what I want to show, and I believe that's what my experience speaks to. So it's not something that I am, actively trying to change. It's just by existing and by persisting and by growing and sharing my story. Hopefully, this is not an anomaly. Hopefully, this is not something that people look at and be like, "Oh, that's new," right? So that's one thing, and I really feel privileged to be in a position to even do this. Hopefully, maybe it can give some tech founders maybe another thought of bringing another person with no obvious background or no obvious connection to look at something in a fresh way. I really believe the secret ingredient to any companies, big or small, is understanding that context. Like I said, the context of the problem, the context of the environment, what are the challenges that the market has. It's that like thinking beyond the tech that's going to be different. And that's what I believe that I bring to the table. And also, I guess, in a wider sense, in the enterprise solutions industry, the kind of change that I also want to see is, and I really trust that is already happening, is that companies are exploring different ways of building new solutions for the problems that they have, rather than like trying to fit an existing product or something that they can find in the market to existing to the problems that they have. The story of Human Managed, we're a bootstrapped company, right? We're 5 years old, we're bootstrapped, and yet we're serving some of the region's largest companies in the essential sector. How does that work, right? And that works because a few of our customers have taken a chance on us, and they've seen the value that we bring. They really like the fresh perspective and the fresh way of doing things, and they give us a chance. And then they stick with us because we keep delivering value. So I do believe this will have a ripple effect, and we're not, and that takes time. I'm not saying that, the industry doesn't accept me, or like people are really rude, or no, it's not like that. It's that mental shift that I see is happening, and not just through me, but I also see other examples of other just not very predictable or expected kind of individuals or teams that are making a change.
That is wonderful, honestly. And I hope that the change continues to happen and grow, and that, the future is a lot more diverse, and we won't have preconceived notions about this anymore.
Exactly.
That leaves me with one question. What is the most unconventional piece of advice you'd like to share with our audience?
I don't have anything wacky, but again, kind of bringing it back to the theme. Sometimes thinking is overrated. Thinking is overrated. Just do and course correct. Do course correct. It doesn't matter if you don't like something that you did it. It's okay to just turn around. Use the access to information and data to your advantage. The ability to look outside of yourself, the system that you're in, the set of instructions that are given to you, you can definitely question it. And that's a very human thing. So not super wild, but I would say sometimes don't overthink. Just do it.
Thinking is overrated. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Thinking is overrated. Don't think. Brain empty, no
Don't think,
thoughts.
just do.
Just do.
No.